there is more to the story, and I need to look at both sides of the coin, the pros and the cons of the anti-MLM argument and the pros and cons of the pro-MLM argument, so I can come to an accurate conclusion. What's a quick and easy response to the people that say real jobs are pyramid schemes too? Well, I'm going to cover that in today's Reddit post review, and so you can check this out. Here's the visuals. The link will be in the description below. And this is from the Anti-MLM Reddit group, so you already know what they're about. And I'm just going to provide the other side with the reasonable response as I read along, and again, you can check it out for yourself too. Alright, so here's the main premise or thing that is said, which is real jobs are pyramid schemes too, right? Because there's a CEO at the top, and then there's like middle management, and then a bunch of employees that get paid a fraction of what the CEO gets paid. So it is very similar in shape and payment scheme, if you want to call it that. This little chart says, except it's not, and you sound stupid. Already they're insulting people, which is a red flag. And I want to read off Socrates' quote, and it says, when the debate is lost, slander becomes the tool of the loser. And so I don't like to focus on winners and losers, but when you start insulting people, that's not a good argument stance. Anyways, they say, while it is a triangle shape, there is nothing about a traditional corporation that follows the process or compensation structure of a pyramid scheme. To say nothing is a strong word. There are similarities and there are differences. That's key to point out. And they say, per the Federal Trade Commission, so they quote, they say, pyramid schemes all share one overriding characteristic. They promise consumers or investors large profits based primarily on recruiting others to join their program. That is an illegal pyramid scheme. And so if headcount is exchanged for money, illegal, I would never be part of anything like that. But when it's real products being exchanged for real money, then that's the value exchange, and that's perfectly legal, and that's okay. Did they mention that? No, they didn't. So again, one-sided, blinders. And then some anti-MLMers say, well, there's product-based pyramid schemes too. And it's just like, well, did somebody force you to purchase something? Did you learn about the person, the product, the companies? Did you learn about knowing, liking, and trusting each one of those before you voluntarily purchased something or joined a business opportunity? Did you look at the compensation plan? Did you look at the income disclosure statement as a distributor on top of the other things that I just mentioned as a potential customer? Did you? Is there going to be any responsibility taken for your thoughts, words, and actions? Am I blaming or shaming? No. Am I asking questions? Yes. Because people don't do due diligence. We, buy an emotion and justify, rationally. And I understand that happens, but we need some more ownership here too, people. Then they say, still not following? 5 very obvious reasons why working for a company full-time is nothing like a pyramid scheme. So let's see what they got to say. They said, number 1, no investment into the company is required to start working. You invest your time to apply. Sometimes you got to pay for a background check. Sometimes they cover it. Sometimes there's uniforms. Sometimes they cover it. You do invest your time, and time is used or traded for dollars. Unless your money is making money on investments, then you're trading hours for dollars, and those dollars are just a combination of the time you work to get them. Kind of like bottled up time, if you want to think of it that way. Number 2, hiring is based on skill set and experience. You don't hire in a network marketing company because you're more of an independent contractor. So corporations do hire independent contractors, and they base it on a lot of stuff too, right? Can they perform? What's their price? Is there a bidding process? There's lots of stuff that goes into it. So just pointing out the differences is not reasonable or being objective. Let's look at the similarities and the differences, and when each one of those is applicable or not applicable. That's the best way to approach it, to be objective. Anyways, number 3 is employees are compensated with a set wage or salary. That's right. It's because when you are a distributor or distributor equivalent in a network marketing company, you're not an employee. You are an independent contractor. We're comparing apples to broccoli here. Yes, there's still foods you eat, but one's a fruit, one's a vegetable. So if you want to compare apples to apples, we can do that. But if you want to compare other vegetables, you got to point out the similarities and differences. Number 4, often other benefits like insurance, paid time off, 401k, etc. are offered. And that's because, again, employee versus independent contractor. Those are 2 different positions and roles. Independent contractor is strictly based on performance, and you don't get paid a commission unless you perform. It's very results based, and typically sales organizations do that to incentivize performance because there's no ceilings on what you can earn. But when you're an employee, you have a cap on your salary. Sometimes if it's maybe sales oriented, or some other positions offer bonuses and stuff, but it is still a lot of stuff that's not in your control. I mean, when I worked for PepsiCo, I mean, I would get sometimes bonuses of 1%, sometimes 0%, even though I did good stuff, but you know, other people on my team or people I managed didn't do well, and that affected my bonus because I was under my watch. It was under my management or whatever, even though I didn't have a lot of control, or sometimes no control over situations. Anyways, that's a whole nother story. And then finally, number 5, pay and promotions are not tied to the recruiting people to the company. Unless you're in HR and they focus on not just getting people in, but also retention and you know, promotions and stuff like that. So it depends which department you're talking about in a corporation. Yeah, they're talking about illegal pyramid schemes. Illegal. Authentic network marketing companies, or network marketing companies, or multi-level marketing companies, MLMs, whatever you want to call it. Again, it's real products for real money. And how that works is you value the product here because you've learned about it, and your money is here. And so because the product or service is worth more than your money, you're willing to exchange that because you can't get that product on your own, so you exchange that. And when you work with a person, product, and company you know, like, and trust, and you build that up over time, and you don't just go off of emotional decisions. I mean, although that is a large part of it, you still can, you know, look at the facts of, you know, hey, I'm shopping around on the person or the team or the products or the company, and I'm trying to make an educated decision as a consumer. That is the best thing that you can do, because an educated consumer cannot be contended with. But when people, you know, create little infographics like this and then, you know, only present one side, that's very misleading. Okay, now they go on to say here to kind of finalize everything. So you can see this infographic is pretty long, and they did a decent job of the presentation, but again, it's really one-sided. They say, now ask yourself, does the MLM / direct sales company you join incentivize you more to sell product or recruit to your team? I know the company I'm a part of focuses on powerful products, teaching, and sharing. That's an authentic network marketing business model. It's going to vary based on the person and the team as well, and the company. So again, a person has to do their due diligence. The other end of the spectrum is traditional network marketing, which focuses on recruiting and selling, as well as leading with the business opportunity. And Eric Worre talks a lot about this and says that you should only lead with that traditional network marketing model when somebody that you know has raised their hand and says, I'm looking for diversification of income, I'm looking for a business opportunity, and you know them really well. Not strangers, not, you know, people that you don't know well. Those two things need to be there. Most of the time it's not when people pitch stuff, but again, that's where training comes in. All right, so let's finish what they said here. They said, are those at the top of the company making the majority of their income off the product sales or commissions on their downline? So again, we need to draw a distinction between illegal pyramid schemes or illegal MLMs or legal network marketing companies. So there's a big difference, all right? And then they say, are the major promotions and ranks in the company achievable by selling alone, or is it recruiting required for you to rank up? So the 5 main ways that determine your financial success within a network marketing company, and arguably success is not just financial, you know, it's your mental or emotional health, your spiritual health, your relationship health, your physical health, but specifically financial is based on 5 main factors. It's your skills, it's your goals, the amount of effort you put in, it's the quantity and quality of your network, and it's your lead generation system. So when you combine all those factors and see where you're at, and each one of these can be deep dived, right? When you look at all that, that is what is going to greatly determine your success. It's going to come down to those factors. And that's not factored into this discussion because they're not thinking like that, right? They have an anti-MLM agenda or narrative they want to push, and I'm just providing a reasonable response and more perspective so that you can say, hey, I don't like what Lance is saying, I don't agree with it, but it makes sense. There is more to the story, and I need to look at both sides of the coin, the pros and the cons of the anti-MLM argument and the pros and cons of the pro-MLM argument, so I can come to an accurate conclusion. That's the key. Well, that concludes today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click the like button if you did, share this video with somebody that would benefit from it, and most importantly, check out the links and description below so you can check out this Reddit post and the comments. I mean, at the time of this video, 1.8 thousand upvotes, 124 comments, lots of people chiming in, giving their 2 cents, and you can either view that or, you know, engage in that conversation as well. And otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.